Well, good morning. Welcome back to Big Girl Hunters. Join me back down on my Syndicate. It's now just coming up to 10 to 7 on a Saturday morning. We're sort of just in the start of May now, and yeah, it's still pretty cold. It's well, it was 6 degrees when I woke up this morning, but I'm a bit tired. I've had 4 tench through the night. It's been a bit of a manic night, really. I've got one in the sling just to show you. I caught 57 of the buggers last year, but I only put a couple on camera just because they're all pretty decent in here, and like I say, they're specimen. I didn't weigh this one, but I'm imagining it's about £7, something like that. Maybe a little bit smaller, maybe a bit bigger. This particular one's probably the biggest one that I've had through the night. But yeah, it's sort of rinsing me out, man. They're rolling all over me. I saw a couple of shows this morning that could have been carp, so yeah, it's good stuff.
Right, I just want to talk about the bait I've been using and what I've been pre-baiting pretty much all winter and spring, really. Slight few adjustments as you move on throughout the year, but sort of the core elements are normally the same, and that's sort of a lot of particle, tigers, and boilie, really. And as it starts to warm up, I start to put a lot more sort of fish meal based pellet in. But at the moment, I've been using this pellet here, which is the nutcracker pellet. So I'll just take you through the mix first. I mean, this is particle mix here. Got chopped peanut, tigers, tears, maples, groats, lots of maize, all sorts of stuff there, along with lots of 14, I think these are 14 actually, yeah, 14 mil, the strawberry nutcracker. So they go really nice, and they're super soft from soaking in all the juice. And I do like to pimp it out a little bit, and with a few extra sort of additives and powders and liquids. The first one of my favourite products, the liver cracker powder, really salty and meaty. I smash a load of that in. I use half a tub per bucket. And next is this is the liver, the liquid liver. And again, this gives a nice cloud, but just keeps things real salty and meaty. I like to mix them up. So this is the nut juice. You have got the fish enzyme as well, but I think these two make a really good mix. This one's really sweet and sugary, makes a nice cloud, and the other one's kind of salty, so it's like that kind of sweet and salty mix, and a bit of meat in there. And then finally, just a dash for a slick of this is the strawberry nutcracker glug, and this stuff just slicks up like crazy, along with the hemp in the mix. And yeah, so that all goes in and mixes up, and you get good. That is proper. You get a proper nice cloud from that. Lots of small items drifting through the layers, but also lots of big items, your nuts and your boilies, kind of left there for hopefully when the carp come along. So if you want any questions about the mix and sort of well thought out, let me know, and I'll be happy to answer any questions. A couple of brutes cruising around. A couple of Hampshire brutes. Only 2 though.
So just a quick update really. Now it's getting into the afternoon time, late afternoon of the first full day. I'm starting to flag now after having hardly any sleep, and the rods are back out, and I've baited up again. I went out there on the boat with another bucket load. I could check the spots because the water's so clear I can see the spots, and they have completely done all the bait. There's not one grain, one bit of maize, one boilie. After each tench I was putting a few nutcracker out with the stick, and they've had them as well. So, and the birds haven't really been diving on me, but there was no tench down there when I went, so it's looking good. Hopefully the carp will visit me. There's probably a carp there this morning, but I just didn't manage to hook one off for whatever reason. But hopefully there'll be more carp visiting me throughout the night rather than the tench. But if the tench come, I'll get through them again, and eventually you just got to keep plodding on, and eventually you'll get one. People always kind of shy away from catching nuisance fish. I mean, bream, I hate that. I hate them even more. But tench, they're nice fish, and they're big uns in here as well. So, you know, eventually they're really good for cleaning off your spot. I use a lot of particle, so you can present baits really well. And eventually the carp will just muscle their way in, push the tench out, and you'll get a ripper with hopefully a nice Hampshire carp on the end. So I reeled in the afternoon. It was so hot, just to see what was about really. I've seen a few fish cruising like through the channel over my spot. Saw fish down in the snag. Saw a fish called the grey one. About 10 fish in there actually, but looking big. Looks like a sort of good mid 30. I think it's called the grey one anyway. Sort of going up to 40. Saw some fish down the bottom end, and went up high and saw a couple of brutes cruising around. One looked quite big actually, and even my target fish has been seeing a few swims down, sort of out not in the margin but a little bit further out in the margin, cruising along with another fish. So that's all looking good. You know, he's heading down my way. So if your target fish is been seen anywhere near your vicinity, you're fucking winning really. And that's enough for me, and you know, I am here to catch that fish, so we'll see how many years it takes me to catch it, but that's a good sign. So that's what just gets me going really. I mean, there's loads of fish I'd want to catch in here, but that's the one I'm here for, and it's near me, so that's you know, I'm on top of the world right now. And yeah, I saw these 2 fish kind of cruising. It's really good. Went and popped around to see Adam. He's fishing over one of the swims over the lake, and he picked up some leads, some nice little 2 ounces. He makes some good leads, so went and got them off Adam. Come back, got the rods out, and it's all good. Just listened to the football, and I cannot believe it. West Brom beat Tottenham in the last 91st minute. We were all over them, but that means that they might have a chance to stay up. So as long as Chelsea don't start catching us up now, that's I don't know what's the matter with the Spurs this year. You know, we every single year we just, you know, come out strong and then just seem to fucking bust our nuts too early, and then at the end of the season we're limp. So yeah, no good really. But tonight it's the Hay Bellew 2 fight, so I'll be watching that. I'll be streaming that, and that'll be good fun. To be honest, I love Bellew, but you know, if Hay is fit, and he's saying he's fit, then I can't see him losing really. You know, he's got some good power on him, some good speed, and if he's fit and boxing well, then Bellew should be in for a bad night. But you never know about them Scousers, they're tough, aren't they? And Hayes just like sick note, and he always getting injured. But it is looking good for a bite. You know, it's the warm weather, spring's here. It's just I'm just overwhelmed with joy right now. All I need is a carp. Oh yeah, and one common did come from across the lake this morning in the snags. So that's all good stuff, and I'll report to you soon. And welcome back. Unfortunately, I haven't got much to report on really. Like I say, I've seen plenty of fish around, and there has been some fish again cruising past, and fish been seen both down each end. So like I'm in the middle, so it's still looking good. I've been out on the boat because I didn't have any tench last night,
been out on the boat, and there was a few boilie left, but most of the particle is gone. So, you know, there's not been that many bird life. Although I did catch a duck this morning, and after that they kind of spooked off. So there must be, you know, tench are coming or something's coming and clean up, you know, most of the particle, whether that's nuisance fish or what. I don't know. There's certainly no silvers down there any time I go over the boat. So it's about time I've reeled in, gone for a little walk, got some more water from the car, and I'm going to put the rods back out. But I thought I'd just talk to you about the rig that I've been using. This is the one that I think I featured on one of the other videos last year, but very simple rig for presenting and bottom baits or wafter type baits. And this is it here. This is the rig that nailed the tench. The hook bait I'm using, I like using this with a straight bottom bait, but I'm using a bit more of a wafter bait here. That is a strawberry nutcracker pop up, the yellow one, with a little bit of a nutcracker glugged in the flavour, and the liver cracker. I love that. It's so salty, and the fish, it almost creates a paste around it. It just makes a lovely flavour for the bait. The hook is a size 4 BMG R CSR. This is sort of £20 coated hook link, and quite a long strip back braided hair. It's only the hair that stripped back that gives it all the flexibility, and you see it's quite a devastating rig actually. I find that when the fish are quite regular like they are here, it does trip up some fish, and like I say, it nails the tench. And the carp I had on it last year was absolutely nailed. So I've used this one for quite a few years, but very good rig. It's worth giving it a go. No one tends to use it anymore. It was quite a popular rig a few years ago, but I used to use this 10 years ago, but you know, slightly different hook, but incorporates a straight pointed hook. And yeah, it just seems to do well. I would only recommend using that really if you're sort of fishing on a nice clear spot, or you know, over a little bit of weed. I wouldn't go fishing that into lots of weed or anything. Yeah. And there we go. So let's get the rods back out and see if we can get a fish. Awesome.
Couple of
What are you looking at?
bit of feather. Oh my god!
Right, so it's a change of scenery. I've now reeled in and packed up and left my Syndicate. The maximum you can do there is 72 hours, so I maxed out my time, and I've come over to the local reservoir to fish with my mate Jack Greener, Dorset Carper, who was sort of spying on some birds over across the way, I think, wasn't it? And I don't mean coots.
A couple of young ones.
No, he was scanning for carp. There's been quite a few showing and kind of patrolling around. It's really hot on the bank holiday Monday, and my mate over there has had a fish as well. He's had a couple, so
yeah, he's had a few, hasn't he?
We've got the zigs out, and I'm just sort of just guesting on here. So hopefully we'll get one. There's plenty of fish around. Tight lines. He's got the joint back. I don't think it's a joint.
Yeah, it's got to be, mate.
Mate.
Of course it is.
Of course it is, boys.
It's a joint, right?
Oh, here we go, look.
A little bit of wind in the line.
Ooh, hook pull. Oh, that would be so bad. I'll send this to him later.
Hook pull. Pull, no, broomstick rods.
Oh my god, I thought it came off then.
Yeah, you got it.
Back of the net. Well in, son.
A nice way to speak to the fish, mate.
Yeah, I know.
You should probably get the sun the other way, like get it off you.
My hair's all nonce, isn't it? Got a dorsal.
It's a nice fish, mate.
Mate, where the sun.
Did you see the 28?
Jack's just had this one down the local resi, £25 on a zig, and wiped out all 3 of my rods. Completely carnage, but it's worth it.
Pound down.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Yeah, we got a minus £1 for that. £24 for your bad angling. Right, let's get her back.